Education Cabinet Secretary CS Machogu has officially flagged off the national distribution exercise of grade 7 textbooks, marking the launch of learning at junior secondary schools. The CS announced that the ministry has launched 17,893,270 copies of learners' books and 423,514 copies of teachers' guides for grade 7. And as Grace Ahati now reports, each of the grade 7 learners in public schools will be issued a textbook in all learning areas and optional subjects.
As the pioneer CBC learners are set to report to their respective schools on Monday to commence their junior secondary school education, Education Cabinet Secretary CS Machogu has launched the national distribution exercise of grade 7 textbooks to ensure learners have learning materials. Speaking during the event at the Kenya Institute of Curriculum Development, Machogu said the distribution that will cost the government over 3 billion shillings comes after the assessment of primary schools to assess their readiness for junior secondary school. He highlighted that over 20,000 primary schools have received the approval to host junior secondary schools, however noting that some schools did not meet the threshold.
The number of primary schools which will be hosting junior secondary schools, according to our assessment, are now over 20,000, and we will be giving you the specific number. And those who have not qualified are actually very few, because our major criteria was on the enrollment, the numbers that we have as they transition, and there are others few that will serve as feeder schools to those that will be offering junior secondary school.
The CS noted that the Ministry of Education has consistently distributed CBC books to learners in line with its policy of achieving one book per learner to ensure quality teaching and learning, further urging parents of grade 7 learners to ensure that their children report to school on Monday.
I must emphasize that the Ministry of Education has consistently distributed CBC textbooks for learners in the grade 1 to 6 annually to ensure the policy of one book for one learner in every subject is met. The ministry is determined to sustain this tradition of effective and efficient textbook tradition to all our junior and senior secondary school leavers, as we seek to ensure quality teaching and learning that allows all our learners to complete their basic education as provided for in our Constitution.
Machogu said that the government is giving capitation of 15,000 per student in junior secondary school and appealed to members of parliament to prioritize using the CDF funds to build laboratories in each school.
I was here and I made an assurance that the government is giving capitation of 15,000 per student for junior secondary, so that makes it not like primary, because the amount that we give for primary is 1,420. This one, because the content is actually secondary, we are giving 15,000. And as schools open, the government has been able to avail over 9 billion, which is going to the various primary schools. And out of that, we said 25% of that money will be used for infrastructural development.
Reporting for Hope TV Newswatch, I'm Grace Ahati.